Hey, my name is Jonny Bradley, and in this video I'm going to be giving you a tour of my smart home, showing you some of the best gadgets I've purchased over the last few years, as well as how I use them, the price, and some other comparisons as well. Over the past few years I've been absolutely obsessed with smart technology, so if you do have any recommendations of something you think I should get my hands on, then please do leave a comment down below. And at the end of this video I'm going to be showing you my favorite area, which is just behind me, but you're going to have to wait for that. But first we're going to be going to the front door, looking at our smart security. Alright, the first piece of technology we're going to be looking at is the Netgear smart security camera. Now it's quite windy outside, so we're going to pop inside and I'll show you some B-roll while we talk about it. Come on in. Okay, so here we have the Netgear smart outdoor security camera with the floodlights, movement detection and smart alerts. Honestly, such an incredible piece of kit, and I chose this over the likes of Nest, Ring, as they don't offer floodlights, and so there's some issues with the notifications on particularly the Ring and I believe the Nest as well. Now the floodlight is a really important extra for me because the other ones don't have that, and if someone comes to your door they can only rely on night vision, whereas I want to be able to see them in full brightness. It also has some awesome features like zoning, so you can get notified of cars going by, as well as notifications for animals and people. Now this particular camera retails for about $249.99, and it can replace any light that you currently have outside just with the power. And while we're talking about security cameras, I actually got some security cameras for indoors while I went on holiday, and while I was away, the cat sitter, I actually found out, passed out drunk on my sofa, pissed herself, then passed out on the floor, and I could see this all live on the camera when I was on holiday. Fortunately, I managed to call the police and they came around and they got rid of her. So I can't recommend smart home security systems enough. Now the first thing we need to do as we walk into the house is not go through to any of the cool rooms. We need to look in this boring cupboard right here, because you will find some Wi-Fi bits and pieces. For me, I work from home, I rely on the internet, I need super fast download and upload speeds, and the BT Home Hub simply just wasn't providing enough Wi-Fi capabilities. So I've got the Amplify system, which comes with 2 extenders, super powerful, which means you can get really fast internet everywhere in your house. These retail for about £330 or so. There is an updated version of this, so I'm not quite sure of the price of that, but I will link them all down below. Alright, let's move into my favorite room, the lounge, where we have some of the best technology. Alright, so we're going to be going on to this room in full, but the first thing I want to talk about is the light. So throughout the whole house I have Hue light set up. Now in these rooms they have spotlights, so because spotlights, well, there's 12 in this room, there's many more throughout the house. They're quite expensive, so if you want colour versions of the Hue lights, they're about £40–50 each, and obviously you multiply that by 20 or 30 lights, it gets quite expensive. So in all of these ceiling lights I've put the ambient white light, so they go for a bright white down to more of a like an orange hue, whereas in the kitchen, if I'm showing you now, we actually have full colour over the kitchen island. So let's go have a look at that now. Alright, so as we go through to the kitchen, you will notice that we have these lights just here over the islands. Now, if you have a look over just over here, you'll notice we have the normal light switches, but also the Hue light switch. So what you can do on here is actually program the lights so that when you do a certain amount of clicks, it will actually change the lights depending on what you want to do. The lighting system is one of my favorite, as I use the lights as my alarm clock. On the Hue app, you can set routines, so every day I have a 30-minute wake up period where the lights gradually turn on, waking me up. Of course, all of the Hue kit is linked with Apple HomeKit and Siri, so everything is controlled by my voice. But if for any reason that I can't be bothered to speak, then you have those Hue switches that you can put around the house as well. So after I'm up and awake, then I normally go to the gym, and what I want to do is make sure that the floor in here is clean by the time I get back from the gym. So we have this little number down on the left hand side. Alright, so the next tech gadget is the Roborock S6. I absolutely love this. This is going to be one of my top purchases of the last few years actually on smart technology. So around 8 AM every single day I have this little guy zooming around the kitchen floor, because if you notice the kitchen floor is actually quite light coloured and any bits of dust show up really quickly. So I wanted something that could hoover every single day so I don't ever have to do it. Now these retail for about £500, which is the kind of higher end of the mid-level range of robot vacuums like this one. When I looked at them, the really expensive ones, they just didn't really offer much extra in terms of capable power or technology than the mid-range ones did. Using the lasers on the Roborock, it actually creates a map of your house, and you can create dead zones or zones where you do not want it to go. So as I said earlier, I work from home, and one of the things that I always struggle with is back pain from basically sitting down slouched over all day. So I was fortunate enough to work with Autonomous, who were kind enough to provide me with this smart standing desk, so let me show you how it works. So with memory settings, it's super easy to just tap a button and your desk rises to your preferred height. And as you can see, I've got plants, an iMac, even an SM7B and boom arm attached to the desk, holding it up fantastically. And as I stand here for hours at a time, I also got a mat from Amazon, which just helps with comfort for standing throughout the day. Another great thing about the autonomous desk is that you can actually customize the worktop. So if I wanted to replace the worktop for maybe a hardwood or a concrete vibe, then it's just a case of unscrewing it, setting the legs at the right distance apart and putting it back together. Retailing starting around £279. The standing desk is affordable, and I'm astonished at the build quality that you actually get for the price. I feel like it should be retailing at least double that price. So if you want to know more about Autonomous, go down in the description and check out everything they have to offer. And thank you to Autonomous for providing me with this absolutely incredible desk that I love so much. There's one thing I nearly forgot to add onto the list, and that it's not this plant. It's actually, if we look down here, it's a Wi-Fi plant sensor that looks like Doug from Pokemon. These monitor temperature, soil moisture levels, fertilization levels, and light levels, so you can always keep your plants happy. And these sensors were about £24 each, so you may think, oh, is it even worth it? But plants cost a lot as well, so for me it was definitely worth it to keep them in top condition. Finally, we make it to the entertainment area, obviously my favorite part of the house. Here we have a rather small 4K 75-inch Samsung UW75 TU7000. I mean, they could make some better names for their products. That's paired with a full Sonos 5.1 surround sound, Apple TV 4K, and of course Xbox One X, which just gives an incredible cinematic experience. Now, the tech heads that are watching this video, I know you're triggered right now. You're probably thinking that is a rubbish TV, and it's actually one of the cheaper 4K 75-inch TVs that you can get. And I'm going to tell you why that I went for this one and not one of the more expensive versions. So the two issues with this TV, because it was only £900, the first is that the software is actually quite terrible, and the second is the brightness and the viewing angles. So in terms of this software, the software seems to be a little bit slow, but because I use Apple TV and Xbox, I'm using the software off of those platforms, so I have no need to use the smart TV function on the actual Samsung itself. So for me, that wasn't so much of an issue, and I didn't really want to spend extra money on something that I wouldn't even use anyway. Secondly, to do with brightness, there are definitely much brighter TVs that you can get with better viewing angles and anti-glare. However, I don't actually watch TV or play games in the day much at all. I'm only really watching TV at night because I've got stuff to do in the day. So if you're looking to get a absolutely ginormous TV and you're not that fussed about it being the best one out there, then I would actually highly recommend this one here. I'll put the link down in the description. Now, if you don't want to shell out for the 4K Apple TV, then what you could do instead is get a Fire Stick, which is about £20, plug that into the back of your TV, and that will give you all the features like Netflix, Prime Video, Disney Plus, and so forth. And by doing that, you not only save a lot of money by not having to get the most up-to-date TV, but also you don't have to get yourself an Apple TV costing £180. For me, the wow moment of this whole setup is the Sonos surround system. It's absolutely incredible, and when you're here watching a film at night with the hue lights behind the TV giving a nice backlight, it literally feels like you're in a cinema where the whole house is rumbling. You have the Sonos surround speakers as well, which just give you such depth in the audio, and it really makes an enjoyable experience to just watch TV or play games. So at this point in the video, I need your recommendations. There's definitely a few more things that I have on my list: robot lawnmower, blinds, smart kettles, smart locks, and a whole bunch of other stuff. So if you have any recommendations of smart tech that you think I should get my hands on, because I absolutely do love smart technology, ping them down in the comments and I will see what I can pick up very, very soon. If you have enjoyed this video, I would absolutely love it if you hit the like button or leave a comment with your thoughts, and of course make sure you're subscribed with your notifications turned on, and I'll see you all very soon. Bye bye.